Hey guys, it's Ted Bogert. Welcome back to the TED Show. I am so honored to have this amazing lady on the show. This is Congresswoman Corrine Brown. I've followed her for years. Her work is in our community is unbelievably wonderful, and she's here to share a whole bunch of good stuff with us. Give a little 411 on her background, and then tell us what's going on in her world now. Welcome, Congresswoman Brown. How are you today?
Thank you so much for having me on your show. I am very excited, and I like your suit. I'm going to
Well,
say
thank you.
that.
You look amazing as always.
Mhm.
For those people who might be crawled under a rock and have no idea who Congresswoman Corrine Brown is, will you give them a little origin story, a little background on you? Tell them how you got to where you're at. Because I think your journey and what you've accomplished are just amazing. So if you'd share it with my audience, we'd love it.
Okay, in 1992, Corrine Brown sued the state of Florida for 4 congressional seats. The compromise was 3, and that's how Congressman L.C. Hastings, Congresswoman Carrie Meeks, and Corrine Brown went to the United States Congress. But let me point out, Florida had not sent an African American to Congress in 129 years.
Wow. I did not know that.
129 years. So it was, it was big. Everybody like Shirley Chisholm and Barbara Jordan had members, but Florida had no one.
You were groundbreaking then. See, I did not know that. First of all, it's unbelievable to me. But second of all, that is groundbreaking. That is a big, huge deal. Kudos to you, you all, because I think that opened doors that had been closed for so long.
Yes. And I tell everybody, I represented most of Florida. Like Elsie was in Fort Lauderdale, Carrie was in Miami, but I had the rest of Florida, and I felt it was my responsibility to take care of them, and I did. When I came down here for 25 years, this area had been trying to get a VA hospital. 25 years. Well, I became ranking member of Veterans Affairs, and we had not built a VA hospital in 15 years. Now, as ranking member, I built 9, and the best one is in Orlando.
And the things that you do, you're very, you've just done a lot of things, giving a voice to a lot of people who are voiceless. And I think that a lot of times our political system doesn't remember the people that they represent, but that has always been very important to you.
Absolutely, it's very important to me. And when we built that hospital, I mean, it was so exciting. And they, one part of it, the long-term care was complete. And they said, well, we want to wait until the entire hospital is complete. I said, absolutely not. This long-term care, people need these facilities. We weren't just building it. It was a big need. And it has generated University of Central Florida, University of Florida research. I mean, it is a catalyst to that community. And I'm very excited about it.
Exciting. All right. I have a personal question. Tell me why, and I ask anyone who comes on the show who's a public servant like you, what is it about public office? What is it about servant leadership and being making so many changes that's important to you? Because for a lot of people, they would shy away from it. It's taxing. It's a lot of work. It can be a lot of headache. Why do you continue to be such an advocate in the community?
It's like a calling, like a minister have a calling.
Yes.
I have a calling, and my calling is to serve. Now, when people talk about politicians, and they don't like politician, they don't like that word. But I tell them, When you're born, you get a birth certificate. And when you die, you're going to get a death certificate. But that little dash in between is what you've done to make this world a better world.
Yes, and you have done so much. Your bio is posted, and we will obviously. I want y'all to look up Congresswoman Brown because she's done a lot of ground, being part of, and has spearheaded a lot of advocacy and helping our communities. And obviously, she is doing a lot more today. So tell us what's going on in your world today. What do we need to know about your life right now?
Well, I'm so excited because we are going to take a group of senior citizens, supporters, and others on a ride on Sunrail, that $1 billion baby of mine. But so many people have not even been on the train. And so we have over 100 people going on Friday morning for a ride on the train. I'm so excited about it. And they are. And
have you ridden on it already?
Oh, yes. Of course, I went to the dedication of opening this stop and that stop. But so many people tell me they've never been on it. So we're going to go for it's going to be a field trip.
I love your passion and your excitement about things. You know, a lot of times as we get older, and then we tend to focus on more of the minutia. You're just still lively and excited and as passionate as always, which I think is such a gift, and it's much needed in our world and our community.
It's back to what you said. Why do you do it? It's a calling. Yes. People think a lot of times they think it's being on TV is glamorous. No, it is not. It is a lot of hard work to get things done.
Yes.
Hours and hours of hard work.
It's a lot on. It's also family. You know, you're impacting family. You're impacting your whole life. You're dedicating to public service, and it has to be. I think it has to be a calling for you to continue for as long as you have continued. Tell us about, you have something going on with early voting too.
Oh, absolutely.
Tell me what you have going on in our world of political and public servant leadership. What's the newest on your agenda?
Okay, as far as early voting, it starts Monday, August the 8th through the 21st, and it's 9 to 7. You know, I fought real hard to get early voting in the state of Florida. And, you know, you don't have to go to any particular precinct. You can go.
Continue. So about early voting, you were an advocate for that too, because
yes,
that had to be done.
And it happened after the 2000 election when Gore versus Bush.
Yes.
And so that's when they came up with early voting in the state of Florida. And I went to all of the hearings. I think it's extremely important. Now, I like the way Orange County does it, because 1/3 people vote by mail, and they actually put the return postage on it. So you just have to fill it out and drop it in the box.
Yes.
Then early voting, you can go to any precinct you want to and vote early. But on election day, you have to go to your precinct, or else it could be not counted. So make sure you know where your precinct is if you're going for election day. But most people in Orange have voted by election day, and that's exciting.
It's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me, your website is votecorrine.com.
That's correct.
And tell us what you're planning to do. What's next? What's next for you? What's up for you?
Well, one of the things, the bipartisan transportation bill, I mean, I am very excited about that because it's $1 trillion. Money is there. $1 trillion. I was sitting by the mayor of Eatonville, and she said, you know, we would like to have a trolley. I say, it's money in there for that. So we just got to go after it. I mean, it's exciting because that is the kind of thing that we need to do.
Agreed. There's so many.
Yes.
It takes a lot of. It's a lot to get through the system, right? I know because I've served on committees. I've never served in public office, but I see the runnings of it. And it's not just I have an idea, let's put it. You have a lot of steps and a lot of people and a lot of redoing and restructuring. And to get something and actually implemented takes a lot of tenacity, resilience, and determination on your part if you're an advocate for it.
Well, it is not just the glamorous part. You look at the arena, you look at Phillips Center, you think, oh, that is so beautiful. But before you did that, you had to do the underground utility. That's not cute. You got to do the sewer and the water, and you got to get the basics first.
You did, and that's what people I don't think see and understand, because obviously the news stories are more about news loves to pick up all the negative, and what I love about social media and the people that actually really get to know the nitty gritty of what you all accomplish on a daily basis, it is eye opening, and so I think that when people talk about all politicians are the same, all public servants are the same. It's just not true. You do have to have a heart, like you said, and a calling for it. I have a question, another personal question. You have done so much in your life, and I know from reading a whole bunch of people, all the accolades, you're the hero to a lot of people. When I say the word hero to you, who's the first person that comes to mind?
Well, one of the persons is, because it's more than one, it's different areas. But I want to think about my mom because I love my mom. And she just recently transitioned, and I miss my mom. And in 1953, that's a long time ago, she, as a single parent, bought a brand new house. And that was just wonderful. And the point is, she worked hard. She was a beautician. They don't call themselves beauticians anymore. They're stylists. But my mother worked as a beautician. She sent her 2 kids to college. So, family is very important to me.
It's beautiful. A lot of people say mom, and then they say it's cliche, but I feel like so many people that mom or dad is their beginning hero, and that's the one that resonates with them, helps shape them. And so kudos to you for that. All right, Congress, go ahead.
Another one is Claude Pepper. He was Mr. Social Security, and I really like that, Social Security. And I have always pushed for elderly people. And one of the proposals that I have is that when I am elected, one of the first things I'm going to do is push for a $2,000 increase per year. I have talked with so many seniors, and they just can't make it on the little small amount that they get per month.
It can't. It is a challenge. And of course, in Florida, we have rent issues, rent control issues. We have housing being out of reach for a lot of people. So seniors being on their limited income, their just basic income, it is very hard for a lot of seniors to make ends meet and pay all of that. And God forbid they have any health issues, paying for the medicine and all the transportation. It's a lot. So that's awesome, because I think we forget about them a lot of times.
One of the things that I've already done, I've had a discussion with the HUD secretary, because the office in Orlando and the office in Tampa was closed under the past administrations. I want it reopened. We need federal HUD in the community.
Agreed. We do. I could spend hours talking to you, and I'm hoping that you will come back, but we are out of time. And so I want my audience to know the best way they can reach you, the best way that they can support you. Where is the best way to find more out about Congresswoman Brown?
VoteCorrine.com. VoteCorrine.com. Your prayers, your support, and your money. Help.
All right. So It's scrolling across. I love your spirit, I have to say. It's scrolling across the bottom there, votecorrine.com. Obviously, I will tag Congresswoman Brown on all of the posts. You'll be able to follow her on whatever social platform she's on. What an honor to have you on. What a joy to talk to you. The passion is contagious. Your belief and your advocacy is palpable. You can feel it. And it's just such a joy. And I appreciate you. And thank you to your lovely daughter. She's amazing. And she helped set this up. And of course, I have to give a shout out to Jason too.
Yes.
Jason's the one that introduced us. But you're amazing. And I just appreciate you and the legacy that you've left.
I want to close on this. If you're not at the table, you're on the menu.
I love that. I love that. See, always full of surprises and good ones. Thank you, Congresswoman, for being on the show. Appreciate you. All get out and vote. Your vote matters. It does. Don't let anybody tell you your vote doesn't matter, because your vote does matter. And we have seen that across our country. And it doesn't matter what the office is. If it's an elected official, some of the elected officials you thought had no power, no control, they are very important to what's going on in our world. So get out and vote.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Thank you all. We'll be back soon. Bye, everybody. Have a good day.